All right, so I'm not wearing my gear today because I don't want to just
Sweat
it all out before Saturday's big game. So I'm wearing my Gunners headphones.
you're-
I got my flask, so I'm still repping.
Yeah, Eddie's
You're-
para throw
you're-
shade. Eddie's para throw shade.
No, because I
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
here and I'm like, damn, nobody's wearing their gear. Now I have to wash this jersey again because I'm gonna wear it on Saturday. Because, oh my god, you guys don't understand.
Where are we watching the game though?
We can't watch it together, obviously,
Why not?
because it never goes well when Eric's in the same room with Edgar.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm not watching the game with him. I refuse to ever watch a game where I'm
That would
supporting
be wonderful
him.
fucking content. That's what I'm
That'd
gonna
be
say.
good content,
But we used to
bro.
watch the Clásicos together.
That's
That's
different.
different.
He's a big Barca fan, so I'm not worried about that.
Big Barca fan, Real Madrid fan. You know, it's the same shit.
For any newcomers, anyone who's just tuning in, we have Eric, who is a very avid and dedicated Arsenal fan, and his brother Edgar, who has been, one of the founding members of this podcast, who unfortunately isn't here today. He's a very tried and true Liverpool fan. So with the matchup this weekend, there's going to be some clashing heads.
Well, this is the thing, and I get why Eric doesn't like it. We saw a game together at the Poconos one year, and Eric was pissed off. Like, he walked away. Did you walk
No,
away?
I think you were there actually.
Yes, it was.
That was Arsenal United, though.
Was it Arsenal United?
Yeah.
It was Rashford's debut, and he scored twice.
No.
No, it was
So,
the one that he went.
I
It was
thought-
Arsenal United, but the one I'm
Afterward.
referring to is the. You saw this?
Yeah.
The phone done.
No,
I
it
thought
was the same
because of
one.
me.
The one that we watched, it was Liverpool Arsenal because it was the one that we stacked Edgar with cups.
Oh, that's a different one. Sorry. Yes.
That
Yes,
one.
he's right.
That's the one that,
Oh,
that,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the
You
Arsenal
remember that
Liverpool. Yeah,
Yes,
it was different.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Well,
You remember?
Yeah, that-
I was like a picture in the house.
That was
a different
the
house. Yeah, it had
that was the one
had
where
little,
Wait,
like,
Edgar got mad at you in the jacuzzi,
yes.
yes, the jacuzzi.
Yes.
and then the next
Jacuzzi.
day. And then the
Story
next
time?
day, me and
Yeah,
Diego
story
went
time, story
ATVing.
time.
So
Alright, so
Yeah,
story
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Story time,
Edgar's
guys.
gonna appreciate this one.
Scene. In the middle of the woods.
a
In
lot
the
of
cabin
dudes in
of
the
the
jacuzzi.
Poconos.
Oh my god.
It's a sausage party at the jacuzzi. We're making hot
Word.
dogs.
That ass.
So, all right. Put it in a nutshell for you guys. We're in the Poconos watching Arsenal versus Liverpool. Classic Premier League matchup.
We didn't go to the Poconos just to do that.
Yeah, no,
we went
yeah.
to snowboard. but-
Yeah,
We have a priority straight. We have a priority straight.
Yeah.
We went to snowboard, but we gotta fit the prem in. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. So that was like the big game of that weekend, and obviously we were all together watching the game. And Edgar is the worst person to watch win. Like he just gloats in your face. It's just like it makes you more angry than upset with the result. Like Eddie, I can watch the game with Eddie because he'll celebrate, but he'll like fall back and like, oh, yeah. And when the game's over, he'll like, I bet. But Edgar,
over.
man, he would like jump in your face and just like.
No, and this what it was because he was sitting all the way up front and he jumped up and down. I think that day the result was like
remember
yeah,
the
that.
result was like
Out the way.
3-0, I think, or some shit like that.
Yes.
And he legit, I think Eric, I think after the second goal, I think Eric just walked away.
No, I
Yeah,
or
couldn't.
came to the
I
back
couldn't
because I
enjoy
was in the
game
back of the
anymore.
room.
Yes, there was like a little like a bar area with the pool tables and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
There was a fireplace or whatever, the TV, and they had the channel. I remember.
I couldn't enjoy the game anymore because I'm just in the back, in my towel, crying. And Liverpool scores a goal. Edgar, like you said, is in the front. He jumps out.
Wait, is this
Looks-
last year?
Turns
A
around.
couple years ago. Turns around,
So long
looks right at me, like dead in my eyes. Ever since that, I'm like, you know what, man? I can't watch a game with you. I don't care, man. Like, you just kill the enjoyment. Even if we lose, I'll still watch the game. But with you, no, I just can't watch it with him. So I think what I'm actually gonna do to watch the game, I'm gonna watch it with Raquel and Ace because they've been my good luck charm so far.
Word, yo, Ace
They've
is
been
coming.
they've been my good luck
clutch for you.
charm. Yeah, so I'm
Ace is a good ace.
yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna see if I get him a jersey before the weekend and put him on him.
What if
Nice.
he's
Okay.
not
Try to
dope,
take a
dope,
picture for it.
dope.
What's up?
What if he's not an Arsenal fan?
He is. He
has
when
no-
he
he
sees
has
me
no
celebrate, he pees.
He's so happy with himself.
So give it back.
Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Due to the fact that we already brought it up, Liverpool Arsenal is happening this weekend. Premier League Classic. The past couple games at Anfield have never looked good for Arsenal, but there's a lot of expectations going into this game. Eddie, Nico, as Liverpool fans, you guys are honestly, in my opinion, you guys have more to do than we do.
Yep.
But what's your expectations going into this game? How do you guys think you're gonna line up?
I expect nothing less than 3 points, to be honest. I'm sure Eddie thinks the same.
Yeah, man. Liverpool at Anfield. I'm always confident with Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
So, and we discussed this on the earlier podcast. Firmino loves scoring on you guys, and
I mean,
so
the whole
does
front
Mane.
3.
And apparently Salah does too. I didn't know that. So,
In your opinion, do you think this is going to end up with you guys winning, but with us not scoring against you?
no,
Knowing
no.
Adrian,
A clean sheet.
Clean sheet?
Not with the
I don't
clean
think
sheet.
so.
Nah, we've been. I'm not gonna say we've been struggling, but we have been leaking goals. Well, at least 2.
Yeah.
But wait. Adrian is not Alisson, and we figured out very early.
Yeah.
So
That pass, though, was a good assist.
Is this your first game at home?
No.
no, the opening game.
Oh, yeah, you guys won 5-1?
4-1.
4-1.
And you guys beat Southampton 2-1, right? Going
Yes.
into the game. So Arsenal and Liverpool are the only teams right now in the Prem who
Haven't lost
a game
I
yet.
haven't dropped points actually.
Haven't dropped points.
Correct. And so Marco, these guys are giving you they're not shy of confidence. I'm shaking my pants, but I'm still excited. What's your view on this game?
I'm worried.
So
I'm worried because this is the first time. It's like not first time, but we know that we struggle with that defense, and where they have the best. They have a really good attacking for 3. So when they're in their A game and we're not, I know there's going to be goals involved. Now, my hopes is at least walk away 1 point. That's what I'm hoping
draw?
for. A draw. And that's also my expectation for this game. Is the best outcome, of course, is winning it, but the next bet it's walking away with a draw, and that's I can see that happening.
Actually, I'm gonna piggyback off you on that one. I do agree with you. I think going into this game, I mean, you guys already said the last recording when Emery never wants to face Liverpool, especially at Anfield, and given our track record at Anfield, it hasn't been good. But there is some sense of confidence going around in the club right now, where everybody has the same mentality that they're out for something big this year, and something big for this game. So I'm not saying we're gonna go in there and just completely run rampage. Like we're gonna have an Arshavin 4-0 4 goals performance like we did, but I do think that we can come in and come out with the.
I would agree with that. I feel like there's a different vibe at Arsenal right now.
There really is, and I think it
there's
all
a
started.
It's
positive
just like
vibe.
all confidence.
Yeah.
Aubameyang's banging in goals. Lacazette's back healthy.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
and then
transfer
we
window
all
was a huge
seen.
boost.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
we
sky's
all
the limit
seen.
for Arsenal.
We all seen Ceballos, or at least for one game, but we've seen what he can actually do.
And I think that's what boosted us was the fact that Ceballos showed what he can do in last game. That the expectation this upcoming game is for him to do something similar. We're not saying he can do the exact same thing
You won't be able to.
because Liverpool is really good,
You won't be able to do the same thing.
but at least he will be a targeted player that you guys are going to have to worry about that will free up somebody else.
And this game excites me because I believe Chelsea's going to come into play, so the game's going to be more expansive, and we're going to see a lot more like.
You guys playing Chelsea?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
You guys
Playing
playing Chelsea?
I'm sorry, Arsenal. Wow.
No,
because
That's how not worried he is about Arsenal.
No. That's because in my head I was gonna follow that with I hate playing Chelsea because they lock it down,
Yeah.
and then it's just ugly football. But when Arsenal, both teams play, and like that's
Expensive
enjoyable.
I like you brought that up because that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later about this game is tactics and what we expect the actual lineups to come out looking like. But Diego, as a neutral in this game,
Barely.
Barely.
because I mean, realistically, you hate both clubs, even though you wore Arsenal colors. Just saying.
Bro,
You started the
York is
season.
right, baby.
You started the season wearing
As a
Arsenal
gunner.
colors.
As a
York
gunner.
is
Yeah,
right.
you started as a gunner. So what's your view going into the game? What do you expect from both teams?
I expect a draw and at least 4 red cards
For who?
for both teams.
For
All right,
You can specify players
Shaka,
and just make sure that they're
Shaka's
not mine.
definitely.
Definitely.
I actually don't think Shaka will play.
Let's say Henderson. No,
Who's
I'm
that?
kidding. I think this game is going to
Mane
be.
kick to the face.
the fact that Lacazette and Aubameyang have shown now that they are like the strike pair, I would say out of the league, I'm going to give them that. I think that's going to be enough to kind of, I guess, get into Liverpool's head defense-wise. Because having Adrian behind you, that is not reassuring at all. And if Liverpool are, if they're going to work, let's say realistically with Alisson, I'm gonna chill out. If I'm Virgil, I'm chill. I'm confident. If I'm Matip, whatever, Joe Gomez, I'm fine. But after seeing what Adrian did last week with Danny Ings, I'm going to be watching my back twice as much as I am watching the game in front of me. So I think because of that, if Emery can find a way to take advantage of that, I really think Arsenal can inflict some damage. I don't know if they'll win the game because just seeing how clinical, I guess, Liverpool can be with their front three, the fact that Firmino is hitting some kind of form because he's putting him in. Origi has already stepped back into a super sub role, so that's not going to be an issue as far as like selection. I think this game is going to be decided in the midfield, and it sounds like a very cliched thing to say, but you're going to have people that can shut it down for Liverpool if they deploy Henderson, Fabinho, and Keita. And
Keita's out intro.
Oh well, there you go. If they just have Hendo and Fabinho, I think that's enough to frustrate Arsenal. But if Arsenal can, let's say, throw the dice, put in Ceballos, maybe finally give Pepe some minutes, because as much as I want him to flop, he looked really good. He looked good. I'm gonna give him that too.
I didn't watch the game, so
there's those clips where he like came on immediately met somebody like nothing.
Statistically, he had the second most dribbles in the entire Arsenal team, and he only
just in that
game.
cameo, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Which shows the kind of player that he is. If they put Ceballos in, and if they give someone that's more lethal for the Arsenal attack, I think it's going to be an exciting game for one. I was just looking up the results. There's a lot of games where you guys score lots of goals. Like you had a 3-3 draw, you've had a 4-3 loss, you've had 2-1, 2-2. That game that we were mentioning in the story time, that was 3-1 for Liverpool back in March 2017. So it's going to be high scoring. So I'm going to put it as a United fan, a draw is great. But looking at it from a neutral perspective, I think Arsenal have it in them to maybe upset Liverpool and maybe skim off like a 2-1 or something like that. It would have to be an error though.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have to be some sort of mental lapse because, like you said, Liverpool have this game to lose. No, I don't really think, with like the respect that they have, I don't really think anyone's expecting Arsenal to walk out of this with a win, especially at Anfield. But that's what I gotta say. That's it.
I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. Nobody's expecting Arsenal to come out with 3 points, let alone 1 point. So, is the pressure on Liverpool? I think so.
Yeah.
Is the pressure on Adrian? I think so.
We have the target on the back. Everybody wants to be the European champion, so
yeah.
Take down the. I'm not gonna say the person on top because that's Man City, but yeah.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to hold it
Sue
down.
the company.
All right. So I say like this from now on. This sucks.
All right,
because you moved it, right?
No,
Did you lowered it?
When I came in, it was already falling.
Oh,
all right, so
could have taped it up a little bit.
So Eric's about to spit his 16 bars.
Yo, yippee yay, yippee yo. Where my dogs at? So back to to shine some light on what Diego was saying about how Emery's gonna come up lined up. Marco and I did choose our what we expect Emery to do for the top 11. I can give you what I want, but realistically that doesn't really matter because who gives a fuck what I want? It's what Emery wants at the end of the day. So Marco, who do you think Emery's gonna come out against Liverpool with?
All right, so it's gonna be Leno, Kolasinac, Monreal, David Luiz, Socrates, and Niles in the back.
You're gonna play 5.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He knows what he's coming across. He's coming across three amazing attackers. He's coming to hold it back, but at the same time have enough potential to run up. Kolasinac can do it. He's done it in the past. He does really well on the wing. And then in front of them, it's going to be Guendouzi, Willock, and Ceballos. And then at the start, I think he's going to only start with Aubameyang and Lacazette. That's how I see it. coming up for tomorrow?
I actually agree with you with almost 100% on those. I have Papa, Luis, and Monreal as a back three. Colas and Chanel as the inverted outbacks. Willock and Shaka in the middle, and Ceballos in front of them with Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Reece Nelson. I think the reason why he's going to go with the Young Bucks is because they have been getting a lot of burn. They have been looking pretty confident. And I don't think Pepe's going to get the start yet because it just seems they want to bring him in at the right time. And I don't know if bringing him against Liverpool at Anfield is kind of the right way to welcome him.
Yeah, and also it changes up the game when you bring him in like in halftime.
Yeah,
You give, I don't know, let's say Shaka or Monreal. You give Monreal a 45 minutes, and you take him out, bring Pepe in, you change up the game.
Yeah, I would think Pepe would come in during a home game.
Yeah, I think he's going to start. I think he's going to start at a home game. I really don't think he's going to start.
Who do you guys have after Liverpool?
Spurs. Fuck. I'm just saying this from now on. Fuck me, man.
Little by little, you've been screwing up.
Weekend.
Little by little, you start taking shit apart,
I also
man.
want to say,
Bro, I got you, bro. I got
Thank
you.
you. Hold
Hold it for you. It's okay.
I want to say that Liverpool, like,
Eric's falling apart.
What are you gonna say, man?
I think that Liverpool are pretty lucky to be playing at Anfield right now. At Arsenal.
Word.
Well, that's what I said.
That's a good point.
Because we haven't been looking, great defensively. And I just think that if it was at the Emirates, it'd be.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted this game to be at the Emirates this early.
Yeah, I think it was a blessing in disguise. Yes, it sucks that we have Liverpool now and then Spurs next week. It sucks. It's two big games, but at the end of the day, this is the right time for us to go against you guys.
I mean,
One, because you look a little weaker, just a little bit, or a little bit more worried. And two, we get the two big games out of the way early, that we can concentrate in everybody else afterwards.
I mean, I also think that these two upcoming games for you guys is like really a statement for the season. Just like, we can do this. Like, we're not scared of other teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys get a result against Liverpool, possibly win against Tottenham,
the first prize, we can only grow from here.
It's a big statement.
I think Emery might bench one of Aubameyang and Lacazette. And I think if he does, that game is lost already. Man.
If I don't know if he's gonna bench them, but maybe either Nelson or Willock.
Do Arsenal play two up front, like 4-2 and 2?
He's done it in the past.
It
done
depends.
it, but he don't like to.
He doesn't like to. His preferred.
It's 4-3-3.
Is 4-3-3.
But Alba plays like on the left, right?
No, Alba is more on the middle.
They're both. That's the thing.
They're both on the middle.
All three of them are technically strikers.
No, well, Pepe had when he was in Lille, he was strictly right wing. That's it.
The Aubameyang was a left winger when he was at Borussia.
Correct.
Lewandowski was the number 9.
Yeah, but statistically for Arsenal, given last season, he is much more impactful through the middle. Much more impactful. It's true because you're in the face of the goal, and coming in from the left, you got to cut in. Granted, it gives him opportunities to assist or crow one in, but statistically, he has been more effective in the middle of the pitch than as opposed to on the wing.
That's why I wouldn't see it bad him using Laka and Aubameyang in the middle tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Saturday. Two strikers.
I just haven't seen him do it too much, so I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna revert back to again. He knows that Liverpool are gonna come out and just want to score 5 goals. So with the 3 in the back and the inverted outbound with the inverted backs, I think that's gonna be the strongest defensive lineup you can have with the most counterattacking opportunities that are going to come out.
When does Tierney come back?
Tierney
and Bellerin, that might be.
Well, I mean, once we get them and Rob Holding back on the
completely different look.
Different look.
But Rob Holding's back in first team training, so he should be back hopefully sooner than later. I expect next month at least. And Bellerin and Tierney, unfortunately, aren't going to be back in full first team training until October.
Oh, wait. So neither you think that Luis is going to start?
I think Luis.
No, I
both have.
And my back 3 is Papa, Luis, and Monreal with Colasinic and Niles as
and actually Luis when he's done his best defending is when there's 3 in the back. There's 2 other.
Yeah, because he plays more CDM.
And the benefit about I think this is gonna be a counterattacking game for us of having Luis back there. he's one of the best players defenders to have put balls over the head. He's one of the best
Yes,
to do
you
it.
mentioned that. Yo.
Yep.
He's the
long
best to
ball.
do it. And who else would you want at the other end of that besides one of the fastest players in the Prem, in Aubameyang? So I think this game is going to be a great matchup. What do you guys think Liverpool, how are they going to stack up against Arsenal? Are they going to go attacking? Are they going to go reserved? Or what's your expectation as far as the lineup goes?
I think they're just gonna go attacking.
So front three doesn't change.
Yeah,
That
front
never
three
changes.
doesn't- Yeah, no. They're in this to blow them out, I think.
Who do you have in the mid?
Uh,
Well, who's your
third.
midfield and back? Because the front three I doubt is ever going to change.
No,
Word.
the front three picks itself.
The midfield.
Go ahead, Nico.
Midfield, I think Klopp's trusted lineup: Gini, Fabinho, Hendo playing as more like advanced role, and then the back, I think Robbo, BVD, Gomez, and then Trent. I say Gomez not for Matip, just because we have been playing a high line these like last couple of games, and also trying to play that offside trap. So Gomez is faster, and I think he's the better man for that job.
That's his answer to VAR. You heard that, right? He's been playing really high up to try to not get involved with as many VAR calls as possible.
Gomez?
No, Klopp.
Klopp.
Oh, Klopp. Oh,
Klopp
really?
has adapted.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat. If you look at the heat maps from the last two games that Liverpool has played, he very clearly has pushed the crap out of that defensive line as high up on the pitch as he can, just so that they don't get tangled up in the back and then be involved with any VAR calls, which I think is really smart.
That is very smart.
But it does leave him very exposed
Yeah.
if the right team knows how
I mean,
to.
like the game against Norwich, Pookie had like 4 offsides before he finally got
Yep.
one,
Yeah,
and the same thing happened against
Chelsea.
yeah, same thing with Chelsea. They got like
Mason
like,
Mount. Dude, my
Pedro-
heart dropped.
Pedro had so many offsides, and then at the end,
Yeah.
they finally got it. So
Shit. This would be a classic matchup.
so I could see Aubameyang getting like 4 or 5 offsides, and then finally just one perfect
Nicky
one.
went in.
And if Pepe does get the start, or he's gonna get
Or
halftime
play.
at least.
Yeah, at
He's
least,
gonna get
yeah.
halftime at least. That's his specialty. Is beating the offside.
Like
So-
he says Gomez, but I'm still trusting in Trent because the reason Gomez is so fast is because he has to get back.
No, I'm going Gomez and Trent.
You going Gomez and Trent
He's having Gomez
instead of
Matip.
Matip?
Yes.
No, I think we need Matip's height. My personal.
Oh, weird. That's true.
Because he just said it. David Luiz is the best to hit that ball over everybody's head, so we need the height. So I'll
I mean, it
go
can
with
go
Matip.
both ways.
Speed or
Yeah,
height.
it's-
Yeah, it is a double-edged sword at this point.
Yeah.
What do you
I
want?
don't know.
What do you willing to sacrifice?
And since it's being a game at Anfield, I think he might drop Genie and put in Ox because he won't do that in the Emirates.
I don't think he'll call Oxen.
I mean, if he does, I
think-
hope he breaks his leg. Just-
Oh, just for that comment, I hope he scores a hat trick.
Oh, he can hit one! Oh, he can hit one!
Back to his fucking face.
But yeah, like you said, the front three picks.
I do think Arsenal is gonna exploit Trent's side a lot more.
Yeah, Trent hasn't been
Yeah,
sharp, bro.
he hasn't been that sharp in defensive end of the ball, so I do think they'll like try to exploit
I mean,
Matip or Gomez and then Trent.
Well, technically, we always play on the left side more than on the right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
the trust
because-
with Niles is not that much.
well,
compared
yeah,
to
and we played with a lot on the left last season because Aubameyang would come out on the left side. We didn't have a left winger. It was Iwobi, and we never attacked to that side. That was always our weakest point. Now with
He's gone.
Iwobi's gone, and I mean I keep bringing up Pepe's name, but it's because this game is kind of built for him in a
Yeah.
way that he beats the offside. He loves the one-on-one, and against Robertson, I think that'd be a
That's
great
scary,
matchup.
bro. That's scary, man.
I think that's a great matchup. Robertson's defensive mind versus Pepe's
I mean,
creativity.
they're both quick and
They're both fast. They're both.
it'll be fun to watch.
It's going to be a great game. Hopefully, it's not a blowout. Hopefully, it's what we're expecting out of it. But that's all we got for that game. What are your final score predictions?
Oof.
2-2.
All right, it's never an easy game against Arsenal, so I'm gonna say 3-2.
3-2. You said 2-2?
I'm going 3-1.
I'm going 1-1.
I'm going 3-2 Arsenal.
Oh,
Come on.
my God.
I'm falling
I
in.
hope-
I'm
I
falling
hope-
into a
I
rabbit
hope
hole
you're
with
right.
them where it's good spirits. So I'm probably going with my heart over
I
my
hope
mind.
you're right.
It is what it is.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too. That was. Damn it. I'm excited. I'm calling for work that day too.